Reading the story Little House in the Big Wood. Chapter 2, Part 1 Winter's Day and Winter's Nights. The first snow came, and the bitter cold. Every morning, Pa took his gun and his traps and was gone all day in the big woods, setting us the small traps to muskrats and mink along the creeks, the middle-sized trap for foxes and wolves in the woods. He set out the big bear traps, hoping to get a fat bear before they all went into their dens for the winter. One morning he came back, took the horses and sled, and hurried away again. He had shot a bear. Laura and Mary jumped up and down and clapped their hands. They were so glad. Mary shouted, "I want the drumstick! I want the drumstick!" Mary didn't know big a bear drumstick is. When Pa came back, he had both the bear and pig in the wagon. He had been going through the woods with a big bear trap in his hand and the gun on his shoulder. When he walked around a big pine tree covered with snow, and the bear was behind the tree. The bear had just killed the pig and was picking it up to eat it. Pa said the bear was standing up on its hind legs, holding the pig in its paw, just as though they were hands. Pa shot the bear, and there was no way of knowing where the pig came from nor whose pig it was. So I just brought home the bacon, Pa said. There was plenty of fresh meat to last for a long time. The days and the nights were so cold that the pork in a box and the bear meat hanging in a little shade outside the back door were solidly frozen and did not thaw. When Ma wanted fresh meat for dinner, Pa took the axe and cut off a chunk of frozen bear meat or pork. But the sausage balls, or the salt pork, or the smoked hams, and the venison, Ma could get for herself from the shed or the attic. The snow kept coming till it was drips and banked against the house. In the mornings, the window panes were covered with frost in the beautiful picture of tree and flower and fairies. Ma said that Jack Frost came in the night and made the picture, while everyone was asleep. Laura thought that Jack Frost was a little man on snowy white, wearing a glittering white point cap and soft white knee boots made of deer skin. His coat was white and his mittens were white, and he did not carry a gun on his back, but in his hands he had shining sharp tools with which he carved the pictures. Laura and Mary were around to take Ma's timber and made pretty patterns of circles in the frost, in the glass. But they never spoiled the picture that Jack Frost had made in the night. When they put their mouth close to the pane and blew their breath on it, the white frost melted and ran in dropped down the grass. Then they could see the drift of snow outdoor and the great trees standing bare and black, making thin blue shadows on the white snow. Laura and Mary helped Ma with the work. Every morning there were the dishes to wipe. Mary wiped more of them than Laura because she was bigger, but Laura always wiped carefully her own little cup and prayed. By the time the dishes were all wiped and set away, the trundle bed was aired, then standing one on each side. Laura and Mary straightened the covers, tucked them in well at the foot and the sides, propped up the pillow and put them in place. Then Ma pushes the trundle bed in its place under the big bed. After this was done, Ma began the work that belonged to that day. Each day had its own proper work. Ma used to say, wash on Monday, iron on Tuesday, mint on Wednesday, churn on Thursday, clean on Friday, bake on Saturday, lace on Sunday. Laura liked the churning and the baking days best of all the week. In the winter, the cream was not yellow as it was in summer, and butter churned from it was white and not so pretty. Ma liked everything on her table to be pretty, so in the winter time she colored the butter. After she had put the cream in the tall crockery churn and set it near the stove to warm, she washes and scraped a long orange-colored carrot. Then she grated it on the bottom of the old, little tin pan that Pa had punctured full of nail holes for her. Ma lopped the carrot across the lotus until she had lopped it all through the holes. And when she fitted lift up the pan, there was a soft, juicy morsel of grated carrot. She put this in a little pan of milk on the stove, and when the milk was hot, she poured milk and carrot into a cloth bag. Then she squeezed the bright yellow milk into the churn, where it colored all the cream. Now the butter would be yellow. Laura and Mary were allowed to eat the carrot after the milk had been squeezed out. Mary thought she ought to have the largest share because she was older, and Laura said she should have it because she was a little. But Ma said they must divide it evenly. It was very good. When the cream was ready, Ma scaled the long wooden churn desk, put it in the churn, and dropped the wooden churn cover over it. The churn cover had a little round hole in the middle, and Ma moved the dash up and down, up and down through the hole. She churned for a long time. Mary could sometimes churn while Ma rested, but the dash was so heavy for Laura. At first, the splashes of cream showed thick and smooth around the little hole. After a long time, they began to look grainy. Then Ma churned more slowly, and on the dash there began to appear tiny grain of yellow butter. When Ma took off the churn cover, there was the butter in a golden lump, drawing in the buttermilk. Then Ma took out the lump with a wooden paddle into a wooden bowl, and she washes it many times in cold water, turning it over and over and working it with the paddle until the water ran clear. After that, she salted. Now came the best part of the journey. Ma molded the butter. On the loose bottom of the wooden butter mold was carved the picture of the strawberry with 2 strawberry leaves. With the paddle, Ma packed butter tightly into the mold until it was full. Then she turned it upside down over a plate and put it on the handle of the loose bottom. The little firm part of golden butter came out with the strawberry and its leaves more on the top. Laura and Mary watched, breathless, one of each side of Ma, while the golden little butter pats, each with its strawberry on the top, dropped onto the plate as Ma put all the butter through the mold. Then Ma gave them each a drink of good fresh buttermilk. On Saturdays, when Ma made the bread, they each had a little piece of dough to make into a little loaf. They might have a bit of cookie dough too, to make little cookies, and once Laura even made a pie in her patty pan. After the day's work was done, Ma sometimes cut paper dolls for them. She cut the dolls out of stiff white paper and draw the face white with a pencil. Then from bits of colored paper, she cut dresses and hats, ribbons and lace, so that Laura and Mary could dress their dolls beautifully. But the best time of all was at night, when Pa came home. He would come in from his stemming through the showy woods with tiny axes hanging on the end of the mustache. He would hang his gun on the wall over the door, throw off his fur cap and coat and mittens, and call, "Where's my little half pint of sweet cider half drunk cup?" That was Laura because she was so small. Laura and Mary would run to climb on his knee and sit there while he warmed himself by the fire. Then he would put on his coat and cap and mistress again and go out to do the chore and brings in plenty of wood for the fire. Sometimes when Pa had walked his strapline quickly because the traps were empty, or when he had got some game sooner than usual, he would come home early. Then he would have time to play with Laura and Mary. One game they loved was called Mad Dog. Pa would run his finger through his thick brown hair, standing it all up and in. Then he dropped it on all fours and growling, he chased Laura and Mary all around the room, trying to get them concerned where they couldn't get away. They were quick and dodging and running, but once he caught them against the wood box behind the stove, they couldn't get past, and there was no other way out.